Hi, I'm Richard Jones, CEO of the Westpac Rescue Helicopter. I'd really like to thank the Motorfest Organising Committee for allowing us to be part of this wonderful charity event. On average, the Westpac helicopter flies into the mid-north coast of New South Wales approximately 5 times a week, and sadly a lot of those missions are involving motorbikes. The following video you'll see is local legend Paul Green from Taree, who had a very serious accident a couple of years ago, and we're so happy there's been a great outcome for Paul. Thanks again for your wonderful support.
My name's Paul Green, I'm age 68 from Taree, and the reason for my visit today is purely to say thank you to the guys from the Westpac Rescue Helicopter Service, because without them I wouldn't be here today. Where we were at the time, up on the mountain at Curricabark, between Nowandock and Gloucester, pretty remote area, cruising along on a motorbike and the accident occurred, and so the only way out of the place was with the helicopter. The impact of the incident, when I first hit it, I couldn't breathe. I was just gasping for air. The whole body had stopped. For the next 2 hours I sat there with my arms buried in my hand on the ground like that to keep my shoulder elevated so that my ribs didn't puncture my lung.
For where they were, was being an isolated spot, no mobile coverage, so Paul's friend had to go and seek help and ended up coming across a couple of guys that were doing some fencing, who then in turn were able to get out on a CB radio and get the call out that ambulance was required. So initially paramedics arrived on scene to start treating him, and then we arrived with the aircraft and with our medical crew of a doctor and a flight paramedic, and they then got Paul secured and able to be loaded into the aircraft, where we flew him to John Hunter Hospital.
In that period of time, I don't know how many times I thought, am I going to make it or am I going to make it? You don't know. I've never heard the sound of angels' wings, but that's close enough for me. Because when you hear that helicopter come over, it's a massive relief that you actually know that you're now a chance of surviving, because the longer you stay up there, the less chance you are of getting out of it. It's a little bit heart-wrenching. The more you talk about it, the more it becomes, you realise exactly how close you were to not being here. But without the support and that I've had from family and friends, and even with the Westpac guys, since I've been speaking in the last couple of weeks, it sort of makes it easier if there's such a thing to be able to do. There's no easy way to put it. It's end of life if they were not there to lift me out. Thanks to my wife who's been there from day one. Without her support and support of friends, but mostly for Katie. Katie went through her own post-traumatic stress and everything else because of the accident, because of the things that she saw at the time. So if anybody's ever concerned that it'll never happen to me, don't be so sure, because it may. May quite simply, at the drop of a hat, you may never know when you're going to need such a fantastic service as this. Without it, none of us would be here. Simple.